Good afternoon. Welcome to the Bennett County Festival Program. My name is Roger Weaver. I am the City Council Co-President. It is an honor to be standing before you today for the honor of veterans. This is a day to honor our brave men and women who have served our country. These men and women have made great sacrifices to protect our freedoms and values that keep our nation leading for us all. Today, we honor not just those who have served in time of war, but also those countless individuals who have worn the uniform in time of peace. Throughout, these veterans have shown resilience and commitment to protecting the freedoms we hold dear. They have shown us that bravery is not the absence of fear, but the determination to move forward. As we gather to celebrate their service, let us remember that Veterans Day is not just a time to reflect on the past, but also to recognize the ongoing contributions of our veterans in our communities. Many continue to serve as leaders, volunteers, and mentors, giving back in ways that truly inspire others. We owe them a debt that can never be fully paid, but we can offer our gratitude to extend beyond this moment. As we reflect on the sacrifices made, let us support our veterans
Awesome. I'll yell loud. First of all, I want to thank all everybody, students, teachers, teachers, for inviting us today, for honoring us, So right here is approximately 50 years worth of veterans and services. So when you see these ladies and gentlemen, take their hand. Tell them thank you. Welcome them home. And someone who did that. Thank you. Again, thank you so much. And enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce Mrs. Stomp. Mrs. Stomp had students submit essays, and we had a winner nationally. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Jane Stomp, and next year will be 10 years that I taught in the Bennett High School District. I had the pleasure of meeting a young man when I entered my fourth grade classroom in Martin Grade School, and during that particular year of fourth grade, I knew that this young man was very smart, a talented writer, an awesome leader, and a boy wise beyond his age. I also knew that he was destined for great things. So, flash forward a couple years to sixth grade, and yep, I switched positions, and this young man was lucky enough to get me again. But this time, as a middle school English teacher. During my class, we worked on reading, writing, and spelling, and I loved how the student would ask meaningful questions and add to class discussions. This student won the local American Legion poetry contest, competing against the rest of his sixth grade class. As a seventh grader at Bennett Middle School, this same young gentleman still had me as his English teacher and received an assignment from me to submit an American Legion essay entitled "What Does Freedom Mean to Me?" He had to stay within the parameters of the assigned grade level word count. After a couple of weeks of work time, some minor suggestions and edits, the final copy of his essay was ready to print off and sent in for the local contest. Not only did his essay mention how the word freedom means different things to different people, it expressed how special America is and stated some of the sacrifices that people make to protect our family and friends. The essay also talked about how being free allowed this young man to be himself, which made me happy because as a teacher I've always tried to encourage kids to be themselves. The seventh grader's essay went on to win the state contest, which made me so proud, and yes, I happily took pictures with him for the newspaper and the school website. This school year, Kathy Ragel sent me a message telling me the amazing news that my student, who is now an 8th grader, won the Northwestern Division Class 3 National Award for his essay that he produced in 7th grade. To say I'm honored to be this young man's teacher would be an understatement. Not only have I been his English teacher going on 4 academic years, but I also had the privilege of being his warrior hour or homeroom teacher during his middle school career. He is an awesome student who not only shines in the classroom, but also shows respect and kindness outside the school atmosphere. He participates in band, and I recently watched him also perform at the Honors Band concert. He is a super talented artist who draws sketches that most college art students couldn't do, and he values his freedom, his family, his friends, teachers, and is a true team leader in our community. As much as I would like to take some credit for the big national essay award, I can't, because the author wrote it by himself using his own thoughts and feelings. I just gave ideas, assigned the essay, and supported the student along the way. When asked if I could say a few words about this young man and his accomplishments, I gladly agreed, because I am elated over his national essay win and so proud of him. Without further ado, and knowing how much I will miss the student next year, I would like to congratulate and introduce my student,
has such universal freedom, and to a lot of people, that is something they can really know about. And to a lot of people, that is something they can only know about. Freedom was to save our life for our own hands. It's really great, and I love it. But what is it? What does it mean to be free? For a lot of people in different places, for different reasons, freedom has different meaning. For some people, it's the freedom to buy and sell things to a profit. For another, it's the ability to speak out about what they believe is right and wrong. It can also mean to live the teaching and the quality of life. Everyone has a different idea of freedom, and that's okay. Because freedom, there is no wrong way. To me, freedom is the ability to change, and in America, change is important. Freedom is important. America itself was built upon the idea of freedom, because the people are each control. They just walk through the system, and no one ever grows and creates changes. But when people are engaged in their free, they can grow and get so many residents and create something amazing, and that is America. That is why America is so special. As people from all over the world come together to create the greatest environment. Sadly, some people don't have what we have, so it needs to be protected and reduced. So that people can protect our friends, family, and people we care about. So that they care about us so much, they fight for us, and so much of that. Others are hurt, scarred, physically, and mentally. That is why they deserve to be accepted and known at the very least because without them, they would not have any freedom. America is an amazing place in which God allows us to be free. It has a different meaning for everybody and every day. I love being free because it lets me be myself. Freedom and not freedom because of the people who fight for us. And I think that's right. Thank you.
Now I would like to introduce the Bennett County Honors Band will bring a patriotic dance and music to the middle school and high school students who are playing marches of the armed forces directed by Mrs. Malone.
Thank
Now I would like to have the preschool and TK come stand right up here. They have a special song just for you guys. Grandfather served in World War II and was also a POW in the war. And I'll let you listen to her story if I can have. Well, now I'll have a piece now. I can't believe you made me follow preschool. Thank you. Thank you. Freedom at last. Today, I am here to tell you how I got here. It's a long story, but a good one. My grandfather, Clarence Bud Peameyer, was born December 29, 1918, on a farm in Tripp County, South Dakota. He has taught me what it means to be an American and patriotic. Without his faith in God, I would not be standing here today. You see, Grandpa Bud was a POW in Germany during World War II. His military story starts out like most young men in 1941. Bud wrote his book to remind us of his story and that war is cruel. The first paragraph states this: I must explain how and why I got into the service. I was drafted into the service December 7th, 1941. I was listening to the radio at noon at my brother Walt's place. The report came in that Pearl Harbor was attacked by the Japanese. I had no idea where Pearl Harbor was. I knew then I would soon be leaving for the service. On Friday, February 13, 1942, at 10 a.m., I was inducted into the Army of the United States at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. Homesick and scared, we were issued our uniforms, given our shots, and then packed our civilian clothing to send home. In April, I was assigned to 8th Cavalry of the 3rd Field Artillery 2nd Cavalry Division. He was promoted from private, being paid $21 a month, to private first class, and got a raise to $50 a month. In September, he got a 10-day furlough and proposed to his girlfriend, Maxine Kenyon. At Christmas, he sent Maxine an engagement ring. 11 months later, November 15, 1943, while on a 3-day furlough, he married Maxine at the Methodist Church Parsonage in Georgia, Louisiana. There was no honeymoon. But transitioned to different places, training, and ranks the first 2 years on U.S. soil. The first part of August 1944, the order came to get ready to ship out. A week later, the C Company of the 52nd Armored Infantry Battalion arrived in New York City to board the ship the Queen Mary. The Queen had several torpedo holes in her. Of course, they were all patched up. It took 7 days to cross the Atlantic and arrive in England on the 26th of August, 1944. After being moved to several places in Europe for 3 months, the battalion was at Hockley's, Belgium, near Luxembourg. Laying in the mud and no ammo left, they had no choice but to surrender to the Germans on December 18, 1944. They were now prisoners of war. The Germans would march with POWs on foot 10 to 14 miles per day. They were each given a cup of coffee and half loaf of bread to eat per day. Bud watched as more of the American troops were captured along with other soldiers from other countries. Bud counted those to be around 400 prisoners of war. Christmas Day, the German soldiers offered the usual coffee and bread, but added beet soup to their meal for the day. Bud said it was a treat. Bud did not write in his book, but he did tell me that when he marched, the Germans had taken the firing pins out of the weapons, and the POWs had to march with the weapons above their heads. He watched many men fall for being too weak to keep on marching. On December 29, 1945, Bud turned 27 years old. Bud's POW number given him by the Germans was 369395. It was the morning of April 16, 1945, about 8:30 a.m. After a very long and unimaginable journey, a British colonel came into the barracks and told the POWs they would be in England that night. Bud stated he was the most beautiful man I know of. We were now free. By this time, the soldiers were frail and they lost a lot of weight. They were nearly all bones. We had lice, dysentery, hepatitis, and other diseases, I remember. 1 month later, on May 18, 1945, that Bud was back on U.S. soil after being in hospitals in England due to injuries he sustained from a German soldier while Bud was trying to help a prisoner who fell. Maxine went to Chicago where Bud was hospitalized for another month. During the time Bud was held prisoner, Maxine and family lived from day to day, wondering about him. All they knew was that he was missing for 5 months. A few weeks before he came home, they were notified that he was a prisoner. Bud got his discharge on November 5th, 1945. He was a civilian again after 3 years and 9 months. I skipped a lot of information that was in this book. 1, to consider time. 2, war is cruel. I didn't tell you about Bud's training and drills and interesting things he saw and did both in the U.S. and in Europe. But one thing was for sure. Bud was used to the Army's unsaid motto of, hurry up and wait. I also want to spare you the horrifying things that happen in war. Bud wrote this about his time as a POW and of the war itself. There are times I wonder what happens to these poor people. When everyone has to go through these experiences, one does an awful lot of praying and asking God for help. I feel it pay off handsomely. I feel from these experiences, God has given me 50 years of borrowed time. I feel it pays to pray even when one is not in danger. But the story has a happy ending, as you can see. I am standing here today because 2 people fell in love and endured a life of many terrors, feast and famine, surgeries, farming, raising children, and many wonderful memories of family and friends. Bud and Maxine had 5 children, 11 grandchildren, of which I was the 3rd grandchild, 25 great-grandchildren, and 7 great-great-grandchildren. Their legacy lives on and will live on for many generations. Bud passed away on August 27, 1993, at the age of 75. He was an active member of the Sydney Legion Post number 26, and Maxine was an active legionnaire. I didn't come here today just to tell you that story. I came here to say thank you to the men and women who have served and are here with us now, and to those who are serving today. I wear red on Fridays until everyone in our military comes home to their families. Show your patriotism not just today, but every day. I ask when you see that magnificent red, white, and blue flag fly high and proud, that you pray for and think about the men and women who provide our freedoms here in the United States of America, and that you say thank you, not just today, but every day, not only to them and their families for their sacrifices, but to God who keeps our country blessed. We would not be where we are today without our military. The United States of America truly is the greatest country in the world. Thank you. And now Miss Bolter will have, what's she doing? Oh, there she is. We will share one more song. We will sing the first verse and then they will ask for you to join along. coming, I am going to introduce Ms. Natalie Scott, she is a Bennett County High School senior class representative.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Natalie Scott, Bennett County High School senior class senior representative. Thank you all so much for joining us today to honor and celebrate our veterans. Your presence here means a lot, and it shows just how much we value and appreciate the sacrifices and bravery of those who have served our country. Today's sponsor is a small way of saying thank you to our veterans and their families for all they did. We hope that this music brought a sense of gratitude and unity as we remember the incredible dedication of our servicemen and women. Thank you again for being here to share this moment with us. With honor and respect,